agenda the Woodbury Charter and the state statute policy and procedure of resignation acceptance added to the agenda.
Second.
I didn't make that motion.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you did.
No, I said I did.
Okay.
Move.
Second.
Barbara moved, George second. Any discussion to add that to the agenda? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carried. In regards to the what the Board of Selectmen do historically, ever since I've been here for 32 years, when there has been a resignation given to the office of the First Selectman, it's put into the it's put into the action file, it's brought to our committee for just discussion. It is then looked at and the Board of Selectmen proves it with regrets. There is no statutory or charter requirement. The process is that it gets filed with the town clerk. That is the action that triggers the resignation. That's the status. Historically, that's what has always been done. It has never been questioned. The Board of Selectmen basically look at it and say, thank you for your service to the town. We regretfully accept your resignation. That is not a statutory charter or state statute requirement. That's something that's always been done here, and we will continue to do that. As far as what Mr. Murphy knows or doesn't know, that's not my responsibility to teach him what he does know and doesn't know. In regards to the status of his meeting with the zoning commission meeting, if I may move forward with this, at the zoning commission meeting of December 11th, I believe that was your meeting, Mr. Murphy, in his haste, indicated that he was going to resign. He left the floor. He came back with a handwritten letter to the selectmen that he was resigning. That does not come to us, but he can give it to whomever he wants. He could have given it to you. He could have given it to the janitor. The method of resigning is that it's filed with the town clerk, and when it's on file with the town clerk, it becomes effective. It was in my possession at night to bring to my office in the morning. When I came in the office in the morning, as soon as I stepped in the door, I don't even know if I was in the door, the phone was ringing. Mr. Murphy wished to rescind his resignation. He hadn't, as far as I know at that time, had not filed it with the town clerk, and it's not the selectman's responsibility to file that for him. So I simply indicated, if that's what your intentions are, maybe you should put it in writing, which he did. It was never filed with the town clerk, so in essence, Mr. Murphy had never resigned, and we verified that and confirmed that with a legal opinion with the town's attorney, and he gave us a letter of such. I didn't bring it tonight because honestly I didn't think this was on our agenda to discuss. Mr. Harris has it. It is a attorney-client privilege document. It's a public document. It is FOI obtainable. Anybody can have it, so feel free to come and get the legal opinion about the status of that. I'm not going to try to speak for what Mr. Murphy does know, doesn't know, or how he knows that. That's something, if you have questions about Mr. Murphy and his understanding or lack of understanding, I suggest you propose those questions to Mr. Murphy, since I don't speak for him and don't intend to speak for him. In regards to your meeting, at the zoning commission meeting, again, your issues are your issues. As a board and commission, you have been elected and empowered and appointed to work this out. You have a number of members and alternates on your board. I would suggest that you guys work this out, and the only reason that the first selectman is there is when there is a potential legal problem that we foresee, then I will step in. Zoning matters, you guys deal with that yourselves. In regards to Mr. Harris's comments, I will get a legal opinion on it. I did have some conversation with the town council regarding the legality of the meeting. Had Mr. Murphy been physically removed by the town of Woodbury, either straitjacket, handcuffs, or escorted out, then he may have had a case. Mr. Murphy, on his own, removed himself from that meeting, and maybe rightfully so. As far as the motions and the business of the zoning commission that was taken, as I spoke with town council, he is going to look at the minutes and try to make a determination whether or not the action that was taken would have changed had Mr. Murphy been there. Question being, the election of officers. Would the election of officers had changed had Mr. Murphy been there? The vote was 4-0 in favor of Wood. What was the vote?
3-0-1.
So had Mr. Murphy been there and voted either against or in favor, would it have materially changed that vote? Probably not. And as you look at the other votes, would they have changed anything had Mr. Murphy been there? The question is, if an applicant had an application pending zoning and he was denied, an applicant certainly could make an inquiry of the zoning commission whether or not having another person whom may or may not have been seated, we don't even know if he would have been seated, even though Mr. Overton indicated that he was no longer on the board. Again, that was his interpretation. It may have not been anyone else's. It certainly wasn't Mr. Murphy's. However, there's some discussion of whether or not he would have been even seated. So if there was an applicant that had question about their application being denied, then they certainly have a question. People from the floor, if you have nothing pending in front of zoning, the mere fact that you may disagree that there were only 4 people, there was a quorum, they had a legal meeting, and that's where we stand as of right now, but I'll get that as a legal opinion. I hope that answers some of your questions, and if not, I would suggest we wait for the town's attorney to give us more. That being said,
Is that the full board that feels that way?
which full board?
The selectmen, you said we.
When I say we speaking in regards of the town, we will seek legal counsel. Does the board not want to seek legal counsel and ask what the status of the zoning commission meeting is from the town's attorney?
I'm very comfortable with the way.
It is the whole board's consensus that we will ask town attorney to give us a legal written opinion in regards to what he's given us verbally already. I wish everybody happy 2013. I hope everybody's well.